when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of the world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the last light.
Welcome back, everybody, for our second series of the day, NLAN Esports versus Beast Team Esports. We have managed to somewhat gather ourselves from the absolute chaos that was that series one, but we are gonna be moving ahead, steaming on into our second series of the day. Fukuro, any expectations heading into the series number two, or do you think it's gonna be? Well, what are your expectations overall?
Well, we do have two teams that are currently in the upper half of the bracket and or the standings. And I think with that being said, both of these teams are tied and fighting for playoff spots. So this should be a high stakes game for both these teams. So I'm expecting a lot of preparation from both sides.
Yeah, I feel like you're just expecting a more coherent game than in that first series of the day. Of course, we did just get out of Make Integrate versus Primordials, ended up being a 2-0 versus Make Integrate. Like you said, both of these teams 8-6 at the moment in the standings, number 7, number 11 at the moment, gonna be fighting for important playoff spots as we should be ready to head into the game as well. These are replay casts, so we won't have a draft or any draft to analyze beforehand as we head into the game, but should be fine. We should be able to do it in game as well. I'm expecting for some high stakes game. I'm expecting for both of these games to sort of be very important for both of these teams. I'm expecting for both of these teams to play like they are important, as Danny 8x8 has said, nope, I'm done, I want to go to sleep, and has already rage quit the game. He's
Yeah. With that being said, though, I'm just now noticing something that I can be happy with. I think this is the first game I'm casting for both of these teams. I do know some names, but like just very few.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an exciting time as well for you. The WAP has moved himself on over to the support role, not a role we are used to seeing him on. Normally, he is in the jungle, but Danny 8 by Danny 8x8 is gonna be in the mid lane. This man known for his Ornn, although they could look for a potential flash. I feel like Warlight might want to get some poke on in, but so far, looking at both of these comps, what have you so far analyzed? Do you feel like there's any outliers or any key points to mention when it comes to runes, summoner spells, or champions or matchups overall, or do you think it is pretty stock standard from both of these teams?
I think we have two very different team comps. We have a really classic team fight comp from Beast Team Esports, and on the side of NLAN we have very strong solo lanes with Jace, with Camille, and an ADC that is most appealing for himself with Ezreal, and a support that can go around and roam, but is also good in the 2v2 in lane. I think we have very similar strengths of draft with very different ideas, and I think the only thing that is like keeping me away from saying NLAN is going to win this game is that their draft has to be executed through the sidelines, which is inherently a lot harder than playing for team fights.
Yeah, definitely. So I do also feel like NLAN coming in with a huge range advantage here. Of course, Sivir and Rel, a lot of engage on the side of Beast Team Esports, but you're gonna be looking at an Ezreal, you're gonna be looking at as well a Jace. That's gonna be poking you, Shock Blast's gonna be coming in from the sky, it's gonna be Mystic Shots as well on your forehead. And poke comps generally, like you said, not the easiest thing to pull off. when it comes to the 5v5 setting, but I do expect for the side of NLAN to, as a team, be at that level where they sort of can pull that off. Have been playing together for quite a while now, considering we are many weeks into Split 5, and so far they have shown great promise. They are a team that when they do come together, come as a 5 and clutch up, they can be very, very good. Already seeing Valiant move himself over to this bot lane and potentially could have some early action 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, we do see the NLAN bot lane pushing, and that's a prime position for a gank that is not spotted out there, stepping right into him. There is the speed up from Wap and Mammon Feet, and now Lord Lighty is the target. He still has the flash, could go over the wall, but it's not going to be good enough. There's the heal from the Ezreal to keep Lord Lighty alive, and he's naturally quite tanky. Falanet is still looking for the play, but I Play You Listen is coming in. Now the Lilia getting the slow, there's a stun on Falanet, gets knocked back, and that should be a kill delivered to your mid lane, and then also joins the party in the bot lane. Both mid laners decided to just drop the wave and move for a play down on bot lane at 4 minutes into the game. What is happening?
I mean, it just shows the importance of both of these teams when it comes to the 5v5. Both want to move be there for their teams. Lord Lighty with an absolute gorgeous play coming through. As we take a look back at the replay, doing a beautiful job of staying alive here. Heal from Terraforming, giving him a lot of extra HP to work on with. At this point, a lot of cooldowns burned from the side of Beast Team Esports and NLAN, but NLAN are the ones who have less cooldowns to play with. And a beautiful flash forward from Lord Lighty. As I say that, Lord Lighty is
We're
dead.
in the live scene, and Terraforming is looking
Oh.
for a play that flash forward is going to possibly get punished here. Mammon Feet is stepping forward, but there's Ezreal doing the Ezreal things. Wop is going forward, but it's a double kill for the Ezreal. Good play for Terraforming, and NLAN is already on a rampage. 1-3. They're up 1000k gold. 1000 gold.
NLAN not looking to screw around at the moment. A gank in the mid lane.
Ooh, this is not great for... That was some anti-synergy there, knockback. Not ideal. And, I mean, I couldn't entirely finish my sentence, but I think right now NLAN is in a great position to just play around their leads, and that's exactly what they need with their side laners.
Definitely. So CS advantage in the jungle as well as slowly growing. That is gonna be painful for Valiant. Wait.
Oh! Oh! That shield came literally just in time and negated the W damage, because the sweet spot definitely was hit.
Yeah, definitely. So a little bit scary from Valiant, a little bit questionable as well. Both of these junglers just dancing around each other, stopping recalls at the moment. 2v2 in the
Lord
bot lane, no?
Lighty. Lord Lighty finding a stun, Terraforming getting some damage in as well on the Ezreal. Doing a good job with the Ezreal in lane versus a Karma. It's not always easy because Karma can match Ezreal's poke quite easily. And Lord Lighty getting good engages in Mammon Feet on 1 HP, Ignite taking down Terraforming, securing the kill with the last auto attack. That's 3 kills for the Ezreal, 100% kill participation. Stunning game from Terraforming already at the 6-minute mark.
3-0 already on the Ezreal. I need to question the bot lane synergy there from the side of Beast Team Esports. Wow, you gotta be blocking those Ezreal skill shots when your ADC is that low on HP. But so far it's gonna be NLAN in the bot lane who have found themselves a lead 3-0 at the moment. And Ezreal can be such a dangerous champion when ahead. Definitely scary to play against. And we were talking about the poke on the side of NLAN being favored on their side, and if that Ezreal is ahead, if this Jace is ahead, which is what's happening so far, that poke is gonna land and it's gonna just hit that much harder. And as the CS lead grows in the jungle as well, I Play You Listen is in a good spot.
Right now, I think the game state is great for NLAN, and we can see this team still has some saving graces with their top laner being slightly ahead in lane, but that matchup is going to shift on the side lane most definitely. And, well, mid lane is down 10 CS and a kill, jungle is down almost 20 CS, barely able to farm their own jungle, and yeah, bot lane is in shambles. Beast team has a tough start into the game. and they can only get back into the game of really well played and executed team fights, I believe, later on.
Definitely so, and team fight is where this team should shine. Having the Sivir and the Orianna, where you can just ball up the rail, have the rail jump on and try to get your shockwave in that way, but if you can't get in range before you're losing half of your health bar already, it's a rough time. I'd play you listen to the top lane though.
Ooh, Avers getting that Hextech ultimatum, and this is his solo kill, and that's exactly what I meant. The matchup is not going to stay great for the Kazante, and especially if he dies early and gives the gold over to the Camille, who then might in turn get an early Thunderer, that can make things very difficult.
Definitely so. Your life can be tough in the Casante versus Camille matchup. You see both top laners expanding TP. They know he's on this Herald. This could get hairy for I Play You Listen very quickly.
Yeah, I play you listen now in a really tough spot. There is the steal from Valiant, and now I play listen has to get the lilting lullaby in, and that's a beautiful one. Two-man sleep secures the play. Herald is lost, but more kills secured for NLAN. And they're starting to snowball. That's and then he slipped right through the minions. But it was her own minions that it slipped through, which confused me for a second.
We're just seeing all the skill shots slip through minions. Blitzcrank Hook in the first series, now the Lilia E in the second series, and a beautiful steal as well coming out through Valiant. All the sleep is even better. Lilia shines in situations like these, gets the double sleep in the shock blast from Venruki, just so much damage coming through from this Jace. And the side of NLAN so far are up by about 3k gold in the mid lane, in the bot lane, where most of that is outlaw. Like they're looking for a little of a flank onto my man feet, but having the spell shield should be completely fine. But terraforming, just you can see this Ezreal doing so much damage already.
Terraforming is also absolutely in the head of Mammon Feet, because he uses spells when Sivir didn't want to spell shield, and then when she was ready to spell shield, he just baited, shot a skill shot, but intentionally missed, so she couldn't heal up, which is quite smart, honestly, on the trading.
Yeah, you can never tell if those plays are made on purpose or not, but I'll trust in terraforming, trust his knowledge and say that that was on purpose. I gank in the mid lane.
Oh, not Danny, 8 times 8 is going to look for a play, but is not getting in range for that ultimate, and Venruki is getting out of that. Avers looking for a play on Juan No Best, and, well, he is a Cassandra after all, a lot of mobility, and honestly the sidestepping on the W slow is at least telling me that this Cassandra knows what he is doing. So he just has to make sure he doesn't get yanked again. He has a potential gank coming his way right now himself, and now there's Valiant A. And
Oh,
the Magnet Pull just goes into the sweet air. And there's the ult from the Xante. There is a lot of damage on Venruki. He may have overstepped there a little with the teleport. Gets turned on, and that's going to be a problem. But Avers wants that kill once more, but it's just not enough Valiant, and there's why the best list. And there's Danny 8 by 8, and he secures the kill with the ult.
kills just going back and forth in this game. Both teams trading blow for blow, and this play started with Valiant just missing his combo onto Avers. Hookshot gets him on out. TP behind him, and Rookie a little bit overzealous on this TP when Kriano Best had his ultimate on up. Ends up just getting popped as soon as he gets into that lane. Shutdown for Valiant in the top lane. The shockwave is just even better to keep his jungler back on alive. Rel ends up not falling. Danny 8 picks up another kill for himself towards that mid lane. Almost making his way over to that Leandris, over to his mythic as well. Should have that very soon up and good to go. And I do want to highlight as well that Herald was popped in the mid lane by Valiant, but with Danny 8 walking out, got none of the plate gold in that mid lane, which does just mean that all the gold welled over to Valiant. Not the ideal target on the side of these team esports, but
he has been getting these river skirmishes more than once this game already, and they've always turned out well in favor of NLAN. And I mean, we're looking here at an Alistair that is really naturally tanky, so he can just take a bit of poke to maybe then force a turn. In this case, we don't see a turn.
No turn coming through. We have as well seen Lord Lighty opting for the Swifties instead, just to reduce some of that slow on the side of Beast Team Esports, especially from the Karma Q can definitely be very detrimental. We're looking for those engages. Good sidestep there coming out of Terraforming. And you can just see Valiant again in this top lane, definitely trying to put Avers behind, definitely trying to make sure that this Camille just gets as bad time as possible. And I play Listen just still with a 40 CS lead in that jungle, just farming himself to be an absolute terror in this mid to late game.
Yeah, I think mid to late game is also where NLAN has to spike, or else they're going to be troubled because they are facing down a team fight comp after all, and they do have inherently weaker team fights with the Camille and the Jace being really good inside lane. However, that doesn't mean their team fights are weak either. Especially around the mid game, I still think they have good chances at winning those. However, we see first off, I play Ulysses getting a pick. Second off, what I was also getting at is in the late game, things like this might just not happen anymore.
Yeah, definitely gonna be harder too, as the vision line is gonna move up with the towers falling. These picks are gonna get harder and harder to get and to find as well. But you can just see NLAN so courageously stepping into the jungle of Boost Team Esports. They know how much stronger they are. You can see Mythics coming through for pretty much everyone on the side of NLAN. They are using their lead, and Valiant could be in trouble.
Yeah,
He's just dead.
that is not just it could be in trouble, that is a definitely he is in trouble. Yeah, he has been in trouble yesterday, and we're just reading about it in the news right now. And well, talking about in trouble, surprisingly the matchup on the top lane is fairly even with the trades, despite this Divine Sandra being secured for the Camille, and the Cassandra not even having the finished mythic just yet.
Yeah, it just shows the strength of the buffed Cassante, right? Obviously, the buffs did end up coming through this patch. Avers just taking the good end of those trades, but even with the mythic lead, Quino is trading back definitely very, very well. TP in the mid lane as well from Vern Rookie, looking to keep that pressure on up. But Valiant in the mid lane, this could get hairy very quickly.
Yeah, this should get hairy. There's the weirdest animation for the Rel there, and she gets bullied. There's the headbutt, there is the knockback from the Jace, there's the turret shots, and there's the Lilia to do the job. There's the Hextech ultimatum on the Orianna, and there should be another kill, 2 kills for Van Rookie. And let me tell you, you don't want kills on Van Rookie.
Definitely not. Jace can be quite a tricky person to deal with when you are ahead, or when he's ahead and you are behind. Herald gonna be started up as Ben Rookie has shown us before with these leads. Like you said, he can definitely run away with some of these games. Jace is a very good champion at the moment as well. Queen of Best is gonna be looking for a potential stop on this Herald, but should just be picked up by the side of NLAN Esports. Herald is gonna be picked up by I Play You Listen, heading back into the replay as well. You can just see a little bit of an overstep from Valiant. You can see he made the decision to engage when there was really no one else around. If you look on the minimap, Beast Team Esports are just not there for the follow-up. I Play You Listen ends up taking down Valiant at Avers with a beautiful follow-up with the Hectic Ultimatum as well, just having so much confidence on this Camille to go on in forward. Rookie picking up a double kill for himself, as the Dragon is going to be on the map, and this could be just easily picked up by the side of Beast Team Esports.
Yeah, Beast Team Esports is there first at the Drake, and there's not a fully grouped NLAN just yet, and so that means that the Drake is going to go over for Beast Team. However, now the chase begins, and NLAN wants to find a play here. Then Rookie jumping forward. There is a great magnet pull, I'm saying, no, the great Orianna ult there to maybe get a play off, but it's just not enough. And there's some burst damage coming in. I Play You Listeners from 1 HP from the third. There is so many cooldowns being used all in one place. They're still looking for the play, and now we see the Cassandra gaming moment. Lord Lighty going to drop 2 kills for the side of Beast Team Esports. This is the ideal scenario for them. NLAN overchased here. Lilia gets stopped with her W. wanted to get the kill. There is a kill for Venruki though. Venruki not getting another with the snipe. But I Play You Listen wants to get more, but gets shut down by Mammon Feet.
Mammoth feet with a big shot down there, 600 gold. Van Rookie
Oh
could
no,
potentially look for
Valiant.
full. That's every time Valiant walks up, I get a little bit scared. Verukin at 5-on-1 is gonna have a shotgun on himself as well, so I need to make sure he doesn't get caught. But the replay, taking a look back at the earlier fight, you can just see Quino Best trying to do his best in this team fight to get himself, get his team on ahead. I Play You Listen, a little bit of a courageous play at the back end of this team fight, ends up going aggressive here. Despite Mammoth Feet having the damage to shot him down, ends up donating 600 gold over to the Sivir. Not a target you want to be donating gold to, a late game scaler, and the earlier he can get his items, the better on Mammoth Feet or his static shiv in his inventory. You can see mythics are starting to come through for the set of Beast Team Esports as well. All of the mythics in the game are now in, or at least the first items if they aren't mythics. And so far, we have had a fighting game in front of us. Both teams trading blow for blow as well.
Talking blow for blow. The damage coming in blow for blow from Rookie is quite big, and that's a pick on WAP. Out of position, out of life.
Yeah, Vab just ends up falling right there, and Veruki again with another assist to his name. Mammoth Feet is gonna pick himself up a tower in that bot lane. Should be able to pick himself up the gold as well. Herald is gonna be up, well, not Herald, Baron, sorry, Herald is way gone. Baron gonna be up in 30 seconds, Dragon up in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Looks like it is gonna be a soul as well. Danny 8x8.
Yeah, we see Danny 8x8 going to fall here, terraforming, finally picking up a kill again. He got his 3 kills first in the lane, and now a couple of minutes later he finally finds another.
Ends up finding another kill, like you said, Harold, looking for another mid lane play. That could be a... He hit the 2-man sleep. I was like, maybe they want to go for it, you know, and then has been making those aggressive plays earlier on, but doesn't want to go and opt in for that one. Although, could still look for the under tower. You can see him stepping up aggressively on the mini map towards that bot side, but ends up just walking out Valiant in the top lane, trying to make a gank happen. Lord Lighty in behind them. This could get very dangerous and very scary.
Yeah, there's only Lord Lighty though. He has brought no backup, and I mean, Camille is strong, but not that strong. So they call off the play, and that's fine. And then is on a comfortable position right now. They still have to continue playing from that comfortable position. They can't stop looking for plays, because I think then they are leaning the door open for Beast Team to come back. But right now, Enlan is definitely ahead of the game. And I've not seen that snipe from Venruki because he was just intimidating.
Yeah, definitely. So 21 minutes in, like you said, and having a pretty sizable gold lead for themselves, 4,000 so far, as we do see the dragon spawning up in about 50 seconds as well. Both of these teams have finally calmed down with the team fighting, and Zonia's coming through for I Play You Listen as well could be massive, as this Drake does come up, as well as Mammoth Feet's Navori. Now that Navori quick blades for champions that build them, like Tristana, like Sivir, is a huge spike, because it means you can get so many more abilities, so many cooldowns faster off in a fight. But so far the position does favor NLAN, so we'll see if the side of Beast Team Esports end up opting for the Dragon at all, or whether they're just gonna leave it to be and potentially look for a play on the other side of the map, with that being topside.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Beast Team can also look for plays. I mean, they have some playmaking potential with a Rel, with an Orianna, with a Sivir that needs some time to come online, but at 198 CS, or now over 200 actually, we are getting into a point of the game where they do have the damage to suddenly just find the pick.
Definitely do, and Valiant ended up using his Magnet Storm to burn Venruki's flash in the top side while we were watching the mid lane, so Venruki without a flash does need to be careful of all this engage on the side of the Beast Team Esports, especially the Shockwave Rel combo wrap now.
Yeah, WAP is going to be caught in the hashtag ultimatum. Aether's finding the kill. Mammon Feet has to get some sidesteps, and the blast from Chase is absolutely huge. There's a sleep on the Cassante. He's also all out, and Aver's looking for the chase, potentially actually calling it off. And they're pushing for the turret, and as I was saying, NLAN is on the trigger, as they have to be, and they're taking down another turret. Getting
Another
some more
turret.
progress in.
Another turret and another dragon as we're going toward this bot side. NLAN gonna be going into Drake number 2. Baron being on the table as well. And so far, Fukuro, I'm gonna toss you a question. Who do you think is your most influential player of the game thus far in this game number 1?
Van Rookie, without a question. I think, well, we had Terraforming getting a really great start. Ultimately, he was still an Ezreal and didn't really do all too much past like the first 5 minutes. On the other side, Van Rookie, well, the stats speak for themselves, 7-1 and 3, but also just the gold in general on this man. 3 items already finished, 10,000 gold for him, and a sizable difference in gold compared to his lane opponent, who's, well, almost 2,500 gold behind him.
Yeah, definitely. So crossed over to 11,000 as well as you were talking there. So the bank is definitely full when it does come to Venruki. So far the most influential player in this game, 7-on-1, does have 3 items in his bank. I was talking earlier, but if this poke does get ahead, the poke is gonna hurt. And Venruki with 3 items, especially that Cyrilda's cutting down the enemy's armor values, is gonna hurt. And it's gonna hurt a lot. But feet, if he has to use his spell shield just to block a shock blast to not lose half of his HP, it opens up so much more engaged tools as well for the side of NLAN to potentially jump in on the Sivir and potentially get sneaky sleep in as well. We have a 1v1 in the bottom side here.
Yeah, Avers is never gonna lose that. He's just stronger than Cassante with almost a certainty. However, Cassante goes all out, trying to prove me wrong. There's the charge W, some good poke. Avers actually not able to get any more good hits, and well, that was some Cassante gaming, if I might say so myself.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Definitely so. As well as a fight in the top lane. Palia is gonna be under threat here. TP coming in as well. Sleep is good.
Oh, the lilting lullaby 2-man sleep. Avers finding a hextech ultimatum on Denny 8x8. There is the knockup from Lord Lighty. There is the continuation of the fight. Palia going to be the one to fall, but there's also Verity going to be falling 1-for-1, and this is in favor of Beast Team Esports.
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, 1-for-1 Beast Team Esports are definitely gonna be looking towards this. I was gonna say Dragon, then Rift Herald, realized neither of those were right, and gonna be the Baron Nashor in the cards now for the side of Beast Team Esports, although both of the teams have backed off now, and you said it yourself, big shutdown going over it, and would you look who it is who picks up the shutdown? Mammon Feet, once again the receiver of that, although Avers on the chase. This could be a catch for the side of NLAN.
Ooh, Avers finding the ADC. There is no Hextech ultimatum though, but he doesn't even need it. Mammon Feet not able to cut off out of this one, and well, Avers looking a tiny bit strong now on that Camille. However, still not strong enough for a Cassante, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, definitely so. I know for a fact there are gonna be people who are gonna be going like, whack, Cassante strong, whack, Cassante OP. I, for one, think Quiano Best had beautiful spacing there in that bottom fight, and Avers, I feel like once you get the ultimate, did just need to back out, but a fight in the top side now, Baron is on the card as well.
Yeah, the fight breaks out at Baron. We see the 2-man sleep from I Play You Listen, but the play is very chaotic. When Rookie is there to deal the damage. When Rookie has the Dust Blade and gets shielded to stay alive, and there's the ace for NLAN, and this should be a very safe Baron for them.
He's gonna be coming through NLAN with another team fight victory, 6,000 gold lead. Apologies at the moment. So far, Mammon Feet ends up being the lone survivor as we take a look back at the replay, which is a good engage all around the side of NLAN playing really well together. iPlay, you listen, looks like he gets caught out at the start, but the sleep is good. The flash is even better to get himself on out. As soon as Venruki gets a reset, it is very difficult to play Avers as well. It gets immediate access into that back line, Hextech ultimatum onto the WAP to make sure that the Karma does not get away. A decisive teamfight victory for the side of NLAN means they are gonna be the ones who are ahead in this game one by a sizable gold lead. 2 dragons into their name as well, gonna be the Chemtech Soul in play. Not the best soul in the game, but a soul is a soul. It is stats nonetheless, and Moment Feed being quite strong on this server can still turn these fights around, but just needs the support of his team, needs his team to play around him, and needs to make sure that he's positioned as well as he needs to be, because if you miss position against a 3-item Jace, it could be a world of hurt for you.
Definitely. I mean, at this point in the game, with Jace having 3 items, build up a lot of armor, strength, and lethality, and has a dust blade, he can even look for those confidence hammer form Qs to just jump into 3 people. If he knows he's going to secure a kill with that, then he's going to be invulnerable for a moment and can then safely wait for his cooldowns to refresh and rinse and repeat.
Yeah, definitely so, and the cooldowns do get lower and lower the more items you get. Venruki, of course, with that Cereal Dust and the Dust Blade, having a lot of haste in his build as well, alongside Moment Feet with that Navori cooldowns, gonna be very, very low there. And with the Cereal Dust as well on terraforming, that perma slow on that Ezreal gonna be so hurtful for the side of Beast Team Esports. And this is gonna be a rough game for them, because their comp kind of relied on them not falling too far behind in the early game, as you see both teams just trading cooldowns in that mid lane, both teams looking to fight more, looking like they're both raring to go, and so far, I wouldn't expect that of anything else.
Ooh, beautiful headbutt from Nord Lighty, but he's not caught in the magnet pull, and there is going to be the little thing alibi used, but that's not a great play from NLAN. They're fighting 4v5 here. There's the kill for Cassante. Cassante now versus 3, but in the meantime, there's also another isolated fight and Venruki falls, and it's a 2-3-for-1 actually. And we see Beast Team slowly but surely coming back into the game, despite being 8,000 gold behind. They do manage to win out on the fight, and 11-23 in the kill score, but it feels still really close.
Definitely, so Moment Feet might not be done yet. Arcane Shift is gonna be up and available. Terraforming is gonna use it to get himself on out. But going back to that last team fight, you could just see the second Moment Feet gets to free fire in that back line. Look at your eyes on the Sivir, so much damage coming through. Kriano Best as well in the back end, ends up picking up the Lilia at the back end of the fight, ends up falling, but Venruki with a borderline questionable in TP, I wanna say, at the back end of the fight. Not entirely sure at the purpose of that, ends up just getting picked up like a cherry, but Valiant could be in trouble.
Yeah, Valiant definitely not getting out of this one alive, and Avers secures the kill, not giving one to Terraforming, because both of these players are ultimately very decisive carry positions for NLAN alongside Venruki, and right now, I think gold on either of them is fine.
Definitely so. Although I would argue on the side of NLAN, their comp just does straight up more DPS than the side of Beast Team Esports. Well, not necessarily DPS, but they have more damage carries on their side. Just come with that jungle matchup, Valiant opting for a more supportive jungler, opting for a frontline versus a Lilia. When you're looking at a Jace and Ezreal as well, definitely a lot of damage coming out from both of these comp, which is why I feel like these fights aren't gonna last that long. I feel like it's just gonna be one team engages, blows somebody up, and now it could be Danny 8x8 who's getting blown up by Venruki.
Yeah, talking
Never
about blowing
mind.
up by Venruki, that's a miss, but that's okay. He has the Serpent's no, Fang, yeah, Serpent's Fang, to cut down on the shields, which makes a lot of sense, because looking at
Oh
Beast
my
Team
God.
Esports team, everyone and their dog gives shields or has shields built into their kit, and now we see Terraforming, Lord Lighty, Avers. They're all fighting on the top side for NLAN, but the fight is not looking all too great. Avers securing himself with the Hextech ultimatum somehow terraforming. Beautiful
Oh.
positioning, beautiful flash and everything, and that's another ace for NLAN, and they might just be able to end the game of this chaotic but successful team fight.
Oh, definitely. So my gasp there was purely reactionary off of Terraforming's flash. Beautiful positioning by him. Game 1 does look like it is gonna go over to NLAN. The early gold lead, too hard to come back from for the side of Beast Team Esports. Definitely well played for the side of NLAN. Well played to the entire squad. I feel like everyone that game ended up making a difference. Everyone that game was a reason when they ended up winning 9-on-3 when Rookie at the end of the day. That Jace definitely being influential, but Terraforming with the smooth moves, the arcane shift, and the flash over the wall ends up securing victory for the side of NLAN in our 2-game series in this game number 1.
Yeah, the size of blow already, but I mean, Beast Team Esports could come back and even out the series.
Definitely can, and they can still look to go 1-1 for today, but with NLAN winning their game 1, they are gonna move on over to 9-6 in the standings, and definitely gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna be able to pull themselves off a 10-digit week going into next week. Of course, if NLAN take this game number 2, they can still opt into having double digit going to next week, which would put them in a very good position, and of course, as well as Gucci and Revelings put them up into similar positions. So far, NLAN, in my opinion, has looked like a pretty strong team heading into this split at least, and they are definitely showing that on the Rift today, a team that can play very, very well together. I do believe we are preparing for this game number 2 at the moment, but while we do have a little bit of time between ourselves amongst ourselves. So Fukuro, give me your game 1 MVP, and who do you expect to make a difference going into the second game?
I'm a bit torn. I'm really a bit torn because we have the top lane, we have the mid lane, and we have the ADC. I think those are all great contenders for MVP. Then there's also Lord Lighty, who has gotten a lot of great roams and plays all around the map. And I think even jungle, though the stats were not impressive, there were some really nice lilting lullabies. That is like the Herald play that I remember that was amazing. It's not a clear favorite for me. I would need like a minute to think to make a decision here. But like my gut is telling me at least right now that I would give it to Ezreal.
Trust your gut. I think that that's the best way to go. I feel like if if your body, your heart, your soul is telling you to go with terraforming, go with terraforming, man. Homie pulled an absolute performance, an absolute unit on the Rift 8-1 on 8 as well. Finished the game at 3 items, 237 CS, but we should be good and ready to go underway into our game 2 of this 2-game series, and definitely looking to see who and is gonna end up making the difference. But who is your give me your player to look out for in game number 2 based on game 1.
This is quite hard. I'm gonna say Lord Lighty. I think. Okay, never mind. I changed my mind. I see the Seraphine. There's not much to look out for. That's a bit sad. I've been let down. um, but now looking at the draft, I play Ulysses Lilia. I am a big enjoyer of this champion actually. And Aver's performance on the top side of the map has been great. I don't like Aatrox. I just hold the personal grudge against the champion. However, I think it's still an amazing pick, and I think Avers is going to perform quite well on it.
Yeah, definitely did a good job in game number 1. Afalianet, if he started that binding, is gonna be we could have potentially looked for a play. Would have kind of screwed his jungle clear a little bit as you want to start W, but going into this jungle matchup a little bit, I do want to, before we move into the bot lane, I know that's a spicy topic for you since you saw the Seraphine ADC slash support, whatever you want to call it down there, but I want to start off going from top to down sort of in this jungle matchup between the Morgana and the Lilia, and Morgana jungle is something that did get buffed in the patch that happened now. Morgana and Brand were the two sort of AP mages that got buffed in the jungle. I will be honest, I was expecting for someone to SLE to pull it off, but I was expecting that to go into next week. I didn't think anyone would pick it up this early on, but Valiant clearly showing that he's very sort of known on the pick and showing that does have some games behind that, and it'll be for me interesting to see how it'll be in the jungle, because of course Morgana jungle used to be a thing back in the day. They ended up nerfing it as well, but so far he's doing a good job of clearing. His jungle should be on pace with I Play You Listen, and Morgana is a jungler that is very good with dealing those AoE camps with the torment of shadows that she does have on the W. So my eyes are gonna be on the jungle to see how this Morgana plays and to see how well she does, and potentially it's gonna show us whether we see more Morgana jungle or maybe less Morgana jungle. But if you wanna take it away and move over to the bot lane, since I know you gasped at the excitement of seeing us in ADC.
I mean, Senna is always a bit of an old school like way of playing around the ADC. I feel like it has dropped out of meta like a season or two ago already, and you really were used to seeing like Senna Swain, Senna Tahm Kench, or in this case, Senna Seraphine, and I think it's a really interesting way of playing bot lane, because you are essentially not the strongest champ with Senna in the early game, but you are scaling quite well. And you're picking a Seraphine along this to practically neutralize lanes, and it's, well, also really nice to just poke out enemies if they want to contest your lane, because you have the range advantage at all times.
Definitely so, as we have a hook in the bot lane, although, like you said, Senna Seraphine great at neutralizing, so I don't expect any damage to come through, but Valiant could be in trouble here.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're still going for the play. I Play You Listen, even forcing the flash there by stepping up into the brush. And you were talking a lot about the Morgana jungle earlier. I want to say something about it, because I think, first off, I like the pick now that it's buffed. And I feel like it pops up like every season or two, just randomly. Suddenly there is a buff or something, and then people play it in the jungle, and everyone laughs and everyone is happy. Same as Brand, but first we do see a first blood and the trading kill on the top lane. Ava's securing his first kill, but there's first blood from Mammon Feet, trying to prove that you can break through the Senna Seraphine bot lane, even if they are really good at neutralizing the lane, if you find those engages.
Definitely. So a little bit of unfortunate timing for Mr. Peppa there. Tried to follow up on the play down the bot side. As soon as he shifts his camera from the top lane, we have a solo kill over there. So unfortunately, going to be missing out on both action in this game in early on. So far, kills trade from both sides. And yeah, a little bit of an oopsie there from the bot lane of NLAN are gonna end up falling kill going over to Mammon Feet. And speaking of champions, we don't see too often. We have quite a few of them under Rift this time around. The Senna, like you said, gonna be one of those. And Vayne, a champion we don't really see that much anymore. Generally only good into certain comps and can only be pulled off by a handful of players. Vayne is definitely one of those where you need experience, you need skill, because you don't really have that range that you normally have on other AD carries. Vayne is very short range, very much sort of up in your face, and you need to have those mechanics to be able to pull that off in a 5v5 setting such as this. So definitely gonna be interested to see if they can pull it off here. Not as well having that enchanter support by your side means that it's basically you and you alone peeling for yourself. So if the side of Beast Team Esports can play around the Vayne in teamfights, it can pop off, but I'm expecting from Mammoth Feet to show the rest of us how it is meant to be piloted, and definitely have some high hopes for the side of Beast Team Esports for this game number 2.
Ooh, look at the trade on bot lane, interesting there. Nautilus went in with the hook, but like couldn't find an actual target, and then in turn there was a bit of a trade-off between like Vayne and Seraphine, and we do see here the first Drake actually secured for the side of Beast Team Esports, and I am just curious right now to see how things play out, because I think there's no clear what was that hook. Beautiful hook from Wack, and there's Valiant on the gank. Morgana ganks are always not too exciting because it's mostly just throwing a Q, maybe even the second one. But WAP with another hook secures the kill for a Mammon feed. Beautiful stuff. Impressive, really. Beast Team Esports made the best out of that situation, even with the gank not entirely being successful.
Definitely saw a shockwave in the mid lane. Danny 8 is gonna get chunked up a little bit. Although Pop Blossom is available, so when Rookie, my friend, you need to be a little bit careful because Danny 8 can still play very aggressively in this situation, as well as I Play You Listen in the river is gonna get caught now. Oh,
There's the Pop Blossom, and now I Play You Listen has to be careful, but here's the Lilia. He is fast enough, but he can't dodge that Morgana Q. Is able to get out with a beautifully timed flash. Valiant looking to get the kill here, and with the support of WAP, they're so much slower than Rookie. I think this should be a kill. But Valiant not getting in range. Oh, this could be a disaster for Valiant. That's a 1-for-1. That is not what you want.
yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate for the side of Beast Team Esports. Another 1v1 in the top lane. Ultimates are gonna be traded between them two, but going back to that earlier play, a little bit unfortunate from Valiant at both low HP bars on the side of NLAN. Valiant makes the decision that his life is not, or his life is equally worth to the two Van Rookies, ends up taking the 1-for-1 like you said, and so far Valiant has been doing a good job at this Morgana jungle, but like you said yourself, not the easiest person in the world to gank with, because if you don't have any setup and you miss the binding, your gank is kind of over. But another 1v1 in the top lane.
These junglers are brawling it out, and also the top laners, of course, but I Play You Listen now getting the little thing Lullaby onto the Morgana, and now the Xant is all alone. And the play is disengaged overall. Both health bars were really low, and I think Aatrox has in turn to drop some minions, but actually Morgana backs off, so I think he's able to maybe take them.
Definitely, so both of these bot laners just scaling on up. Definitely some scaly bot lanes, Vayne great in the late game, as well as Senna Seraphine. Like we said earlier, working to neutralize those lanes. The WAP, we see it, he likes to be aggressive, can hit those hooks if given the opportunity to. So definitely need the peel against a man like this in the bot lane. In the top lane, like you said, both the junglers really just brawling it out, just meeting each other time and time again. So far, looking at the CS, looking at the kills, most of that meeting has gone over to the Valiant. Does have the one more assist to his name, but a gank in the mid lane is gonna go into absolute nothing as Danny 8 gonna miss the route. But the fight in the bot lane,
This is a chaotic fight, but Terraforming is looking to lift this. It's not good enough though, and there's the flash forward from Lord Lighty. I don't know if this greed is good enough or bad, and actually Mammon Feed with the cleanse proves that the greed is bad, and this is certainly a nightmare for NLAN's bot lane, as now they're definitely very far behind their counterpart from Beast Team.
definitely. So, like you said it yourself, Mammon Feed showing you play too aggressive against me, I'ma put you down to the ground. Now, I Play this and gonna be under a little bit of threat as well. Danny 8 a lot of damage coming out of that Nico.
Yeah, Danny 8 has to be careful of not have a Pop Blossom available, and that means he also loses some of that tankiness. There is the attempt from Xante to get a play in onto the Aatrox, but now they're trading ultimates. Aver's dropping low HP, but the Q3 not connecting means Xante is on very low HP, but also still alive. And I think we're gonna see some more trading of ultimates on the top lane down the line. However, this time I think it was in favor of the Aatrox.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just in that matchup, Cassante versus Aatrox. If Cassante ults, you have to respond with the World Ender, or you're just gonna get taken down. It just is what it is. So as soon as Kriano Best pops his ultimate, you have to respond. So I feel like, yeah, you're just gonna see ultimates traded because you can't really call that. Every time the WAP puts a hook out, I get a little bit scared for the side of NLAN because these have been very close and most of them have hit.
Yeah, I think this is part of the reason as well. I think the other part of the reason is the Nautilus Q hitbox is still unreasonably large. But I think this thing
that has been debated in the entirety of the League community for forever, basically.
Yeah, a couple of couple of those hitbox in the game where you kind of sit there and go, what? But Nozo's definitely being one of those. A little bit of engagement on the bot lane as well. Oh no.
Oh, Quinn no best is in trouble, but finds a good W, but not enough to actually force a 1-for-1. He's going to fall. We have another situation where NLAN has a winning top side, his team has the winning bot side. So another two different sides of the map are winning situation. And from personal experience, I can say whatever team ultimately ends up losing, the lane that won is going to be really sad and frustrated with that. And what was that hook from WAP? Beautiful stuff is going to fall to the turret though. Actually, the terraforming survives the dive, and now Aver's looking for the play. Coming in, Pop Blossom being used from Danny 8 by A. Aver's low HP, but getting back into the turret range, still has a bit more from the Demonic Ascension, is going to get more damage done onto the Cassante, but is not able to take him out, and I think this play is over. But there is still more. Lord Light with the Everfrost Seraphine gets kind of shuffled into the turret, but not enough to actually cause any serious worries, and we're now evening kills again, and this fight is still continuing. Aver's flashing forward, Quinn the best finds a kill, and this could be better, but Aver's beautiful God Drinker saves the day, saves him, and secures him a kill as well onto the Cassante.
Just such a chaotic fight all over the place. Everything starting with this dive as well. The dive, a little bit overzealous from the side of Beast Team Esports. I feel like falling very early on. Avers with the World Ender tries to take out Mammoth, tries to buy space for Terraforming to do his magic, and Kriano Best with a good TP from down under as well. And Rookie, not enough mana to play with to get out those spells, just ends up auto attacking himself over as the rest of the replay does unfortunately get cut off. But the big winners there are NLAN Esports pushing up Beast Team and currently being 2,000 ahead in gold as well. You can see Danny 8x8 and Valiant looking for a play in the mid level. Rookie does have his flash up, although so does Danny 8x8 with his Pop Blossom. So gonna be interesting to see if they can pull this off.
Mayonnaise. It's sidestep. Both skill shots are sidestep,
wait.
and now the shockwave is going to turn this play around. Van Rookie proving to be an absolutely astonishing mid laner to look out for. Honestly, pure talent we're seeing here. Flash forward to force the kill there. Beautiful stuff as well. This is why Orianna is such a strong pick.
Yeah, Orianna's such a strong champion, and then Rookie showing us how you can make the best out of it. The shockwave hits too, it's so good out of Valiant. The spell shield was a little bit late there, and Danny 8x8 just gets walked on in. Then Rookie knows that even with the Pop Blossom, Danny 8x8 does not have the damage to take him on out. The flash follow-up as well is so good from Ben Rookie, and so far NLAN managing to hit back as well. Valiant now in the top lane again, looking for a gank, looking for another play with his top lane. Not gonna work out for himself, but so far it's gonna be Rocket Belt picked up on the side of Beast Team Esports for Danny 8x8, Leandris for Van Rookie, and these items starting to come through as well. Mythic on Avers, Mythic on the Lilia, on the mid laner, and items in this bot lane as well, as it's gonna be the lethality build coming out from the side of Terraforming.
Yeah, we are closing in on item specs all over the teams, and we have a lethality Senna, as you was pointing out. I think this is going to be a really high damage build, and with the range of a Senna, this could just prove to add on to the poke that NLAN already has with an Orianna and the Seraphine as well.
Yeah, definitely so, and I will have to ask for a soul check at this point, because I would love to find out now that laning phase has ended how many souls we have on the Senna, but before that...
And wow, that's just a crazy pick, or two crazy picks
and NLAN has completely taken control over the bot side jungle, and yeah, I don't know. This game swings back and forth more consistently than an actual pendulum.
Yeah, definitely. So you can tell both of these teams, Okuro, they came here to fight. They came here to brawl, especially these junglers. Both have been very active in this early game. Dark Seal stacks for both mid and jungler on the side of NLAN. Heading into mid game, heading into later stages of this game. Dragon stacking does favor Beast Team Esports at the moment, securing their second dragon of the game. Moment feed now in the mid lane is to be a little bit careful because you have a you have a terraforming in the wings, but is you gonna end up recalling on out. Shockwave is coming into the mid lane. Venuki is gonna have that up in such just a moment, which means I expect for the side of NLAN to look for a play. They're the ones with the gold lead. I expect them to be the ones who are playing aggressive at these later stages of the game when it comes to this mid game.
Yeah, I mean, mid game has been going well for NLAN so far. After they secured the early game lead, they lost it again, and now they've picked up the lead again. It's definitely an interesting, just like development of the game, but it's not too unexpected. I think, at least after the first game, I think NLAN came into the second game as a favorite as well. And now there's another pick, though, and B's team are, well, kind of trying to make me eat up my words, basically, and I'm not gonna. The game is still, they're still 4,000 gold behind, but they do have a great late game, and they do have interesting team fights, and the game is still really close, but they have to work a lot harder to really get the play. But that's maybe exactly what they're doing right now. I Play You Listen is shut down by Danny 8x8. There's a big ascended Demon Lord coming in though, and it's 3 kills already for NLAN. Fourth one picked up. There's a shutdown onto Venruki, but at this point it's already late.
Definitely. So Beast Team Esports coming in with a clutch play, and early on, Kriano Best falls in the top lane, solo killed by Venruki Pop Blossom with a good follow-up. The stasis was good to buy a little bit of time, but Avers with that ultimate manages to clean up the fight for himself, and terraforming again just in that top lane. There's so much damage with that Senna build. You said he was gonna be pumping out a lot of damage. Definitely what we are seeing coming through so far. Herald in the mid lane as we get back into live view, as well as some top lane action between the two top laners so far. Kriano not having his ultimate up, Avers not having his ultimate up as well. That fight definitely favoring the Aatrox with the region that he does have, and so far Beast Team Esports as well are just falling further and further behind with this gold. So far a 5,000-6,000 gold lead over to the side of NLAN. If we could have a gold check as well, I'd love to see how much the individual members have, and it is a 3,000 gold lead in the top lane and that mid lane. So definitely you can see most of that lead coming out of NLAN is in the top side of the map.
Yeah, and I mean, the bot side of the map is not too far off. It's 7,200 versus 7,800 on the ADC, but then on the support quote-unquote position, you do have more gold on the Seraphine because she has been farming.
Yeah, definitely so, and just overall gold is on the side of NLAN, as well as a 1v1 in the top lane.
Ooh, Avers looking. There is a lot of damage. Fully stacked Conqueror, and the damage from the ramping up Qs is brutal, and that's a kill for Avers, who is also now on 5-0, 2-item Aatrox. Not easy to take out whatsoever. Web has to be careful. Is possibly going to be caught out. There is a beautiful Pop Blossom from the Lilia finding a sleep onto the Morgana, but she can ult out of that, but now the Black Shield is gone, and Venruki is going to find the kill. That is some brilliant team play we're seeing from NLAN, who are really making an argument for securing themselves the playoff spots.
Definitely so, but I do have to question a little bit on the individual resources used. We saw Lily Ultimate, Senna Ultimate both go down onto a Nautilus, which I'm not entirely sure whether that's worth, but luckily end up picking up a kill in the mid lane as well on the back of Minruki's good play. So are gonna be able to secure an associate Baron, but with that looking to get their second win of the series as well. And so far 9 kills up at the moment. Gold lead has subsided a little bit, but is gonna get chunked back up with the Baron take as well. I would love to see side of NLAN just try to group with this Baron. They are strong as a 5 Senna Seraphine, works best when you group up, and this Dragon coming up as well. Beast Team Esports, I feel like you have to just give this away. You do not have the tools to fight the side of NLAN, but NLAN might be too little too late to this Dragon, and Beast Team Esports might just be able to snitch this one away right up there.
They want to burst it. They need the strike. They definitely want to be on soul point, and they do get the soul point. But now the fight breaks
my
out, and
God.
it's not going to be an easy one. Big ults coming in. There is, however, the turn. There's already a kill for the Vayne Mammon Feet. Has to be the one to step up right now, but his team is crumbling left and right and center, and everywhere he goes, he is going to be stopped. Beautiful side slip of it, slowing him down just enough for terraforming to get into range, and this is where they completely lose control of the map. And they do get the Drake, but at what cost? They are just not able to burst it down fast enough.
It's a little bit rough. This is why I wanted to see them give over the Drake, because like you said it yourself, Fakuro, yeah, you lose, yeah, you get the Drake, that's all fine, but you're gonna lose mid lane, your base is gonna be cracked open if they play this well enough, could look for a tier 2 down in the bot lane as well, and overall, when it comes to gold, more of it into the pockets of NLAN. Taking a look back at the replay as well, I play you listen, you can see he opts in not to flash in to try to get the Drake because he's just looking to play for the team fight. The shockwave was so good as well, and of course with the lack of smite would be a hard steal nonetheless, and you can just see Valiant doing so much damage in that back line as well, and as well just trying to do what he's best, trying to do what he can, but on that Morgana just not being able to do enough damage despite having the Leandris, despite having the Zonias. It is just too little, too late for the side of Beast Team Esports, and Lemon Feet as well has slowly been farming up. Stormrazor and Trinity Force has been finished up. Although the Shockwave in the mid lane, that is a big cooldown to burn this late on into the game.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to break down now on the inhib, and they do have the range and all the tools needed to pull that off. There is the spell shield forced out, and now they're looking for a fight. It's a 3v5 for Beast Team, so it's not going to be an easy one, but there comes the cavalry. Big Hawk Blossom from Danny, 8x8, but is it enough to actually turn a fight around? Yes, it is. And there is the ace for Beast Team Esports that are possibly saved by the Cassandre and the absolute huge play from the Nico. Pop Blossom saving the day here.
Yeah, and again, you have to burn you have to question the resources used here for just 2 solo targets, because you can just see Senna ultimate coming out onto the WAP as well as Valiant. Seraphine, Encore is being used by Rookie, no Shockwave, Avers, no World Ender. So many of these tools are down, and when they're down, you have a hard time fighting, although Priano and Danny with a beautiful flank as well, just making it so much easier for the side of Beast Team Esports. And Fokoro, I don't know, man, that could be the fight that ends up turning around this game, because gold lead now only down to 2000, but how much faith do you have in this Beast Esports squad, or do you think it is too little too late?
I would never say it's too late. Beast Team can still fight back, find some place. But I mean, they're still fighting an upper battle even after that one fight. And I mean, they not only have to play perfect, they just need to hope that Endon provides them with opportunities that they can use to turn around the game.
Yeah, definitely so. Like you said it yourself, never say never. And so far we have seen them claw the gold lead a little bit back. Although I would love to get a soul check on terraforming just to see how many Senna souls we are sitting on. I would expect it to be quite a number this late on into the game as well, as you see 107 already collected up. So definitely a sizable chunk, and terraforming is definitely gonna be hurting. Third item finished up and evolved that mana immune as well. So definitely you need to be on the lookout for the Senna with the area, because he is going to be dealing a sizable chunk of damage in this team fight. Barret, Dragon spawning up soon, and Vakuro, I feel like we are sizing ourselves up here for the last team fight of the game.
I think so too, but I don't hope so, because if Beast team wins this, they might just get the soul, and that could shift the entire game back into an even state entirely, to the point where both teams might just be a bit too scared to fight, and then we actually get like a even longer game and a big banger of a game that could end at Elder Drake. However, I'm talking could, should, would. Right now, NLAN is completely uncontested at the Drake, and I think my dreams of seeing the closest game of the day come to like a really climactic ending are, at least for now, stopped, because the teams are not fighting and there's no Soul or Elder on the board just yet.
Oh yeah, all the beautiful analysis you've just made thrown to the wolves, but now catching the top lane.
There's the fight breaking out that we wanted to see. Pop Blossom is not enough there. There's the fight NLAN desperately needs. They do get a lot of damage. Web is going to be the next one to fall, and it's a 2-for-0. And oh no, 2-for-1 actually. Lord Lighty did die during this, and well, Beast team not really able to fight back here. They just have to kind of accept this. Baron is going to fall, and with 4 members on the Baron, there's now Valiant. Maybe he finds that absolute miracle flash save, but it's out of vision for him as well, I believe. And with the
2K.
Baron close, yeah, he's just unable to get that. And Baron in NLAN's hands, when they're already so ahead, could mean serious bad news for Beast team.
Yeah, definitely. So this is not a situation you ever want to find yourself in. 4,000 gold down, Baron now secured for the side of NLAN Esports. Terraforming getting stronger and stronger every second, every minute he gets more souls, and you can see the side of Beast Team Esports now trying to go for something cheeky. You have to play for a random catch. You have to pray and hope that an NLAN member steps out. You have to try to force a mistake out of one of the members. Have to try catch someone and be somewhere they wouldn't expect you to be, because a straight up 5v5 is not something I'm confident of Beast Team Esports being able to win. In that final mid lane, they won because of a flank. They've been winning because of uneven, unfair fights, and if they can force another one of those situations, they might be able to force another fight victory for themselves and get this Baron off the back of NLAN. But so far, with this Dragon coming up in a couple of minutes as well, this is a game that is gonna pass the 30-minute mark as well. Both of these teams are raring, both of these teams are looking to end this game down, as NLAN have decided we're gonna group into the bot lane, we're gonna look for this bot lane tower, and we are looking to end this game.
Yeah, the end of the game is approaching. However, remember my prediction from like the first game, from the very start of the stream. We still could be able to see a 50 kills game, and I mean, I don't hope so, at least right now. I think it should just be a quick end from NLAN, basically. But Beast team is doing their very best to keep the fights close, and Danny 8x8 is chunked out by a lot, but there's already 3 ults down from NLAN, and that could mean that they can't find an end if Beast team is now turning on them with more and bigger cooldowns. That means NLAN is backing out, and we see even more time is going to pass, and the Baron is going to run out soon for NLAN.
Again, it's just more cooldowns used for not much gain, right? These ultimate cooldowns, granted, not that big this late on into the game, but cooldowns nonetheless. You can see Kriano Best trying to get some gold back in the top lane as well. K'Sante is slowly getting back items, but the side of NLAN are encroaching. This K'Sante could be dead.
Oh yeah,
we either see a dead Cassante on our screen in just about a few seconds,
Oh
or
my
we
god.
see Cassante Gaming, and Cassante Gaming is happening right now. The fight is split up, Cassante is out, and it's chaotic. The WAP is already dead, but the fight still continues. Valianet is next to fall. Danny 8x8 finds one knockup of the Pop Blossom, but is going to fall as well, and that should be the game. 46 kills at the moment, and there is no real belief in me that this game, the Infernal Chains pulling back the Cassante. Yeah, this one is over. Only the
Still
Vayne.
3 kills off. Still 3 kills off of your prediction.
Yeah, but I
Something
don't
about
see the Vayne being able to do anything about this. She's all alone. There's the wave coming in, and without any good wave clear, and only the Nautilus to peel her, there is no world in which this team is going to fight back. And this means NLAN wins this game 2-0 and are almost certainly safe in the playoffs.
Yeah, like you said, NLAN 2-0 for our second series of the day is gonna mean that they are gonna be moving themselves up to that 10-digit victory. That crucial cut-off point, like you said, should be completely safe to go into playoffs. Of course, anything can happen, but generally, this should be them in, and this makes me excited because NLAN was one of the teams I was hoping to reach playoffs. These are guys that I love to watch, and these are the guys that I think are very good contestants to potentially take out the whole thing, potentially wipe out some really good teams that we've already seen. And I, for one, think that Avers and Terra Lord Lighty are really strong as a bot lane duo, really strong when they get to play their own game. Today we did see them dominate on at Senna Seraphine, and I, for one, am very excited to see what the side of NLAN can bring come playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, NLAN definitely has shown that they have a grip of the game and know what to do. That being said, though, I think right now we still have like some clear favorites for the long run in the SLE. But I mean, I wouldn't count NLAN like to be too far off from the top tier teams. They could be like a really good dark horse for the playoffs run.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I think NLAN they're looking like a really strong team heading into playoffs as well. They are gonna at the moment be 10 on 6 in the standings and have been a pretty strong team in my opinion when they sort of get to play their game. I know they have lost 6 games so far, and I feel like it's just been them playing comps and champions that are not necessarily in their comfort zone and not necessarily playing champions that they know how to play. And with that being said, Fukuro, do you have any final words before I send us off for our now that we have finished our last game of the day?
I am just stoked to be here anytime. And whenever I do have the time to cast, I always get some really fun and interesting games. I think today we had some bangers, we had some chaos, we had some build-ups for the playoffs that are starting soon. And I think, yeah, SLE is currently reaching some new heights that at least in the last couple of splits I couldn't even imagine, and I'm just so high for this entire split and how playoffs is also going to turn out.
Definitely. So the only way is up, my friend. And again, a little bit of a recap on our 2-day series. Make Integrate ends up taking out Primordials 2-0, which does mean Primordials will hold their fabled 21st spot, are gonna be 2-14, which pretty much cuts off any chances of them making the playoffs to begin with. Of course, our second series of the day, NLAN Esports versus Beast Team Esports. NLAN end up taking Beast Team Esports out 2-0, which does mean NLAN 10 victories on the board for them reaching those fabled double digits. And like I said earlier, with this being our last game, our last series of the day, thank you to everyone who grilled with us for both of those series. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Of course, thank you to Peppa behind the scenes for the production. And thank you, as always, Fukuro, for you joining me. You, as always, make it a blast to cast, and I am very glad to be here with you. And thank you to everyone who joined us. Have a good day, have a good night, depending on where you're watching this from, and we're going to be back later.